Alright, this is a quick video to go over editing QM template files on a computer. This specifically, I'm using a Mac. So the way I end up doing that is I'll take a file that I want to use, I'll make a copy of it so I don't mess anything up too terribly bad, and then I will convert the extension to a plist, and then once I have that, I can double click and use an XML editor. In this case, I'm using Xcode to see my list, and I can expand everything as I see fit. So like this example, these are all the army units and stuff like that, so I can go in here and start to modify things, and I can copy paste. So for example, item 1 is item 2, I have Cornelius and I have Freezer. If I take Cornelius and I copy him and I go up one level, and I now have item 0 and item 1 are now Cornelius. So it makes it a little bit easier to duplicate things over and all that fun stuff. I can delete that if I want to. In addition, it's kind of helpful for using find. So if I'm looking for units with drum cannon, because let's say I need to update a stat like points or the damage or something like that, I can look for anything that is associated with drum cannon and just immediately find it. I have 25 entries I need to update. So it makes it a little bit easier for that kind of work too. So yeah, once I have done all this stuff, I will save it and convert the name back, and upload it, test it, make sure it works, and then send it to the Quartermaster guys so that they can upload it to their website. And that's the basic idea. In addition, some other things that you can do is when you start looking at the other, if you need to change the system name because the system file has changed, or if you need to change the army list name or things like that, you can do that there as well. Secondly, if you actually have an army that you're trying to work in, let me see if I can go in here. So this is one of the system templates. So if I change this, I can do the exact same basic thing. Use plist, go in here, open this up, and then this is what the army stuff looks like. So this is where the army name, the code, this is what the code is what all your army data files use to identify what system it's supposed to use. The name is what it'll actually display on your iPad. And then organization is what kind of entries you have. So in this case, it's like the 1-star stuff or the platoons, or if this was Warhammer 40k, this would be like troops and elites and HQ and fast attack and stuff like that. So there you have it. In addition, just as a heads up, there's profiles and some other stuff under items. There's things you can do that are part of the system level. Profiles are for quick reference type thing. You can see these are actually 40k stats. It looks, no, this is wreckage stats actually. So you can quickly add stuff and how to do all that. The Quartermaster guys have a how-to on how that operates and how that works, but that's where you can add additional profiles to any kind of system file set that you have, or if you're looking to do items or equipment and things like that to kind of preload some of your stuff, this is where you can add that kind of stuff. So like I said, once you've got it and you've made all your changes, you hit save, you can close out of things, you reopen this up and change this back to QM system if I'm doing a system file, or if it's a, oh, where'd it go? If it's a QM template, then I would end up changing this back to QM template, and we'll do like a number 2 for a version control. Use that, and so now I can end up loading this as a thing on my iPad with Quartermaster installed and all the proper system files. So it's kind of easier than having to tap a lot and scroll through the iPad. especially if you've got a lot of duplicate information, duplicate units that you end up having to put in places, or if you're doing a lot of edits one time. Let's say you realize all rifles across the entire game are off by 1 point. You can use this to quickly identify where those rifles are and change that value without having to do a bunch of tapping on an iPad. Anyway, hopefully that's helpful, and yeah, go forth and make new data sets, make new files for folks.